Well, it's about 3 days away from when I leave to go to Bantam Jeep Festival for my 8th, ninth year going so far. So today is May the 3rd, and yeah, Monday. I leave Thursday at 4 o'clock right after work with Dad's truck by myself, and then my friend Al coming down Friday in his Jeep separately, but that's all. As for Janie itself, in the last video I posted that CJ2A I bought, it's sitting up top. I traded the old hood that came with it. So I already have a hood that's yellow because I'm buying my friend's tub that's yellow. And I traded the windshield because he needs it for his MB. And then I got the windshield frame on trade. So save some money. So that's slowly getting into it. So I'm gonna pay him 300 bucks for the tub and the front fenders, and then I'll have a body. I already have a roll bar, and it's only I'm missing now is the drivetrain. He's got a transmission and drive shaft, but no motor. He's got F heads, but I'd rather run a flathead. I don't know. I just want to get the body, put on skids, and then move on back to my truck and trailer, and then go back and slowly work on it for next summer. Anyway, on to Jenny and things I've done for it since it caught fire and a few things. Well, I got first place. I talked about that in the live video I did in the woods ride. Got first place at a truck show. Put about 40 miles total on the truck. No issues except steering is still annoying. And then it didn't have any flooding issues. Did not leak, and it's still not leaking oil, gasoline. So I fixed the leak. It was a float issue. Float and needle. Not set right. So that's the car. It's now running better. I've not driven it yet, but I put an air cleaner on it. Came in the mail finally. And I did put a breather on this to bypass the hose going up top. Just so there's a hassle. It's in the way of things. And it looks better without the hose. And probably breathes better too. And not putting moisture and oil into the carb that runs it into the carb. So I think it's a better improvement for that too. So that's that. That's all I've done new over here wise. I did put a plug down there, official plug, no like peacock valve I had in there. It has a proper plug. Gas line still want to replace it and run a line here straight down the pump. It's better flow and away from heat and cheaper. So I'm gonna do that after Bantam. Take this whole truck to events and find the proper lanes and fitting sizes, but not right now. That's all I did there. Looking backwards, I put a Ferg extinguisher stick, the element on there. Been looking at these for a while, just 80 bucks. It's kind of high price versus a 5-pound tank is $25. It's like, I mean, this is a lot more portable, a lot more smaller. Like a flare. So, I think that's where it goes. I prefer to have this on the outside, but it's gonna fall off too easily. I don't trust that mounting. And also get stolen for how valuable these are. I mean, if someone needs it, go ahead and use it, but still. So it's in here. Most of the fire will be happening over there, so we're kind of away from the fire. So that's that. Back over here, I worked on the steering box mainly. We tried to take the center shaft out because I know that's my issue and why I have so much noise. But I did fix it enough so where it's got better, almost no slop. So I fixed that, but it's also got a new bushing up here now from Sal Walter. It's much better. Definitely feel it's smoother. So that's improved, but it still needs a new sector shaft. And try to find ones next to impossible. No one recreates them. 5/16s, 15/16s to 1 inch. 1 inch are somewhere available, like Jeep Japan has them. But no 15/16s for earlier trucks from 47 through 53. So there's very few out there. Coach Kaiser, Mike forwarded me to Harry and Joe, Sheets, Midwest Willies, and then Joe forwarded me to a guy named George, dead end. Called back, like, okay, what else? Try Willie's Works in Tucson, Arizona. I called them. Oh, we have 5 in stock. $100 plus shipping, so $119, $120 deal. I'll buy them after Bantam though, because I still want to pull it off fully, measure twice, check casting numbers, then I'll order it. but basically it will fit right. So got already a head start, found a new shaft. We did try to pull it out just to verify, but it won't budge. We took the pitman arm or whatever it's off, we took it off. Took that arm off the steering shaft and put the nut back on and used a brass hammer to tear off, brass hammer whacking it. Did not want to come off. It slid back a ½ inch. Yay. Toward then the column is spinning so freely by a finger as it should do. So I know definitely it was not that section of shaft, it's sector shaft. That's my whole squeaking issue, resistance, whatever. It definitely needs bushings, which they arrived today. I got them. I still want to order at this point new bearings for it, as well as a nut. I don't think it comes with a nut, so I got to find the correct nut for the shaft. That's all I need left to order. But anyway, we try to hammer that off. Little tiny brass does not work. Since this has a small little center hole, probably for use like a puller to pull the thing off. Put the air hammer to it with a chisel needle, trying to push with the air hammer, not helping. So the next idea was a 5-pound sledgehammer and whacking it hard. I did wreck the nut, wreck the threads, but still did not want to budge out. And looking at the diagrams, looking at my other steering box on the bench, it should just slide right out. It's not doing that. So that means after Bantam, when I ordered the shaft, fender comes off, steering all comes apart, everything comes apart, and pulled off the whole entire frame, doing the bench, which probably is proper to do on the bench for a full rebuild teardown, but I mean, simply it should still slide out as of now, it's not. So I'm gonna use a 55-ton press we have and press that shaft out. I have new bushings and do that. Anyhow, since now the nut's destroyed and I can't reassemble it well and it's gonna fall off for Bantam, drill a hole, put a cotter pin, call that quits. So we fixed that for temporary for the next 2 weeks to deal with. So that's my steering ordeal. All right, that's it for steering. That's it for in here. The next thing on here is, since I had the fire, it burnt some wires up here, which surprisingly, they didn't get damaged. They're just burnt, but just following them down. My positive wire for my lights up here was keep unplugging because the wire had tension and I kept pulling on it. So I cut it and made a new wire and made it 2 inches longer. So when the hood pivots all the way up for doing maintenance, it doesn't get kinked. And also it's got quick disconnects here, but also you can unscrew it. Minor thing, but that's now properly fixed. And then you can see I have 2 more new wires coming in, these 2 here. That's for my rock lights. They're finally wired up. Minus 2 lights on the driver's side. They're not, the wire's too short. I gotta reroute them after Bantam. So the fender's gonna come off anyway to make life easier. So do that after Bantam. It's still plenty of bright lights. I could deal without them. Just I kinda wish I had more lights, but it's okay. So I tried this before, recording with the battery on. It did not like it. It just stopped the video. So I'm sorry. You'll see a short or a reel of the lights working. So that's that. So I'm not gonna see it in the video, but lights are all wired up down below. In here, I got the box mounted. It's not really where I want it. I want it higher, but based off some of the wires are just darn too short. Like 2 wires are very short. That's where I went. And with that case, I can't go higher. That means my 4-pin can't go on. It needs to screw up there. So I can cut the 4-pin to make it fit right, but I think I'm gonna move the box higher eventually, rewire the wires. So I'm gonna deal with this for now for Bantam. But at least the shift boots are all on, custom leather made, especially for overdrive. They don't make that, so I made those. Those are on. Also, while I was at it, let's adjust overdrive finally. So now the linkage is fully tight and where it should be. I still have yet to test drive it and see how it performs, but it's better. Climb in here. So for overdrive, that's disengaged, that's neutral, and then that's engaged. Before engaged hit the dash fully, So I wasn't sure it's fully engaged or not. So now it's got pointing the tail, it's definitely hitting and engaged. So it should work now. Everything down below is tight as well. Might need adjusted again down there, but anyway, that's that. Also, I did add a nut up here that Seth Hesler talks about in Red Eye Calf. His video installation. It's how I installed mine, watching his video. Done well, but the kit does not come with a nut, like a jam nut style. So I just found one in the drawer. It's fine thread. Put it on. Now it's better. So that's that. The next thing is also today I got off and got a spare key made. So I have one key right here, spare. There's my old one, and it's bent, kinked that way. But also I got an extra key in a box, and it's hiding in the Jeep somewhere in case I ever lose this key. I have another key in the Jeep. And it's, yeah, in a box, magnetic, simple. There's no locks on the doors, but it's somewhere on here. At least I know I have a spare key in the trailer car show. So that's that. And I gotta deal with this. For car shows, this thing gets turned for looks. For me, I know the pattern, so I can just turn it this way because it won't spin no more. I try to turn it all the way off and then turn it 90 degrees or 180. It still ends up like this. There's not enough thread down there to do a jam nut to stop it, so something I gotta deal with. What else? In here, nothing else. Nothing else is new. Wires are all routed. Yeah, that's it. On the switch panel from Oxbeam, this has broke on me already. I already lost one switch. Some of them on that circuit board broke, or in the fuse box. So I only have 7 switches. So this one right here is dead, no good. That's my new interior lights. I could really reroute it, but that one's dead. So also I got stickers on here. They don't give you many options for stickers. It seems like they kind of focus these things for boats, not for vehicles. So it's like amber lights, that's obvious, but overhead light, that's my hood lights. Underwater lights, yeah, there's no rock light sticker, so underwater felt to be the best. Chase light, it's more of a sand dune thing. Sand dune chase lights are always in the rear, so I guess reverse lights. Fan override, that's my electric fan. Roof light, which you think it's my beacon light, which I'm gonna wear the beacon light probably somewhere on the dash itself. That was a quick on off for the road in case cops, you never know. I don't want to be on this panel and hit the wrong switch, so I'm not gonna go up here. But I do have my roof lights for my behind me that mounts to my speaker mounts for my bed lights, but also, yeah, so it's gonna be that. But I think since I just lost a switch, and I do for the future, I want to have another switch for something else. I'm probably gonna tie my roof lights, my bed lights that shine the back bed up, with my reverse lights. So chase lights will also be my bed lights. So I have one extra switch plus this one's dead. So right now I'm maxed out, but I want to use this for something else. Anyway, that's that. The front windshield, there's like plexiglass windshield. It is not secured at all. For the highway, I'm going to leave it the way it is, put a ratchet strap around the Jeep to hold it in place to keep stuff from flying in, and somewhat half cover that windshield. So that's my plan. Now I kind of want to make the windshield, and I have time. It's 3 days till the show. Leave Thursday, today's Monday, so I have 2 more days to get going. And based off my list, I have the windshield, simply air down my tires pre-show so they're just ready to go, and fix my passenger door with my friend that's driving with me. I can use my ratchet strap, but he's coming Friday, so he needs to keep the door shut. So that's my list, what's left to do. So I have enough time to work on the windshield. In worst case, I have more plexiglass. So it's not bad of a cut. I know in here it'd definitely be held in place with the groove. Yeah, it's not bad to do. Just trying to install it. Be a slight pain. But besides that, the glass itself, I'm going to get new glass after Bantam, as well as the steering box getting rebuilt, as well as get new shocks. But main thing is glass. So local glass shops at 75 bucks per front windshields, so 125 total. The doors are 150 for the main glass going up and down installed. The winglets are about 100 a quarter installed each. So the hair pricey, but like Kaiser Willie sells their whole glass kit for all the glass for like $550, $600 plus $55 extra for shipping. So you're well over $600 total just for glass to be dropped off. Then you got to get paid and install it. So I'm under that $600 price fully installed. So better glass, and by having him install it, there's an issue, he can recut it and put it right back in. About Kaiser's glass, there's an issue, I'm kind of screwed. So I'm just gonna take it to the shop, 2 days at a shop. He says, I already have the patterns for all your truck glass. So that's that. All right, what's next? I did put some painter's tape. You'll see, I'll show you soon. I'm making a grab handle. It's my friend that's driving with me. So if the door doesn't want to hold shut, I want a handle. So that's not a bad idea to have a handle in here. And I have a few handles, but they're all for AMC CJ7s, and well, they're a bit too big, like 18 inches wide. And this needs to be 16 inches wide from the end point. So I went ahead and chopped the handlebar 2.5 inches off, watered it back up, sort of good. Had a nice half moon good pass, and then the pass, the area where you'll see yourself mostly is the horrible pass. The backside's pretty. I did grind it all smooth, so it's won't see it now, but what a fill. Grinding. Anyway, so that's really it for in here. Let's go on the bench, and then I have some tools and parts to show you. But also, I do want to get a new switch thing. It works fine, but the plastic housing and mounting it to this thing is that. And I can hear it crack. It's like it's about to break off. So after that does happen, I'm screwed. So I'm gonna get a new one, but metal. But I think I need a 7 wire. Future improvement. You're ready. Up front. That's it for that. And let's go to the handlebar first. Talked about that last. So here's the handlebar. It's just simply a standard handlebar, just shortened up 2.5 inches. So that's really it. Painted it black so it matches my steering column and my shifters, while everything else is blue and red in the Jeep. That's why. And nothing else in the garage. They're new. Alright, next thing is parts. So ammo can full of spare parts. Still gonna find a spare fan belt. It's the only I don't have. It's my exact match. I know it's something. I got an extra air cleaner, extra filter, plenty of zip ties, 4 spark plugs, gasket material, cap for the distributor, and a spare coil that's resistorless. So that's a stockpile of parts I'm keeping spare. And here's just my electrical box, wire nuts, crimps. I prefer to use these over these. I feel just safer. Got some solder style, a ballast resistor in case someone needs one, or if I do. If those don't work and I only have an option of external, here's a brand new one. I do have 4 used ones. I just gotta test them, and there's just here at the house to keep. Plenty of big fuses, mainly from all my independent fuses. Here's my big 60 amp fuse for the master for the fuse box, as well as 2 small glass ones I keep for my CB radio, GRMS. Then you have micro fuses for the main, all the light controllers. So that's all those. I kept blowing 30 amp fuses, and I figured out why. Just I had the wires reversed on the fuse box. Simple mistake. So that's those. And here is specialty stuff. I still obviously need to add a lot more to it, but for now it's all I got, and it's something to have on the trail. So gaskets for carburetor and exhaust, and this, there's my fuel, my brake master. Yeah, carburetor parts, very few things I have because I really don't have a good kit. I just found used parts, like, toss them in there, something I have. That nuts for the steering box. So, but I think that's off my 1-inch box, not my inch 5/6, 15/16, since I have a 62 truck. But I still put it in there because I don't lose it in my main hardware bin. I might lose it in the house. And then I have some bearing caps for the universal joints. You never know. PC valve, and then I got the little screw for the drag link. Rudder cap. It's used, but something to have. It's an exact match to my truck when I'm running, but it's used. It does need cleaned up, but for my toolkit, I do carry files, so I can clean it up, the brass part, copper part, so it's okay. And of course, we have brass fittings for the gas lines. Brake lines, you really need a flare tool, so what's the point of carrying brake line parts? So I'm just going to carry gas line parts, really. Because again, brake line, you need flare tools to do, and I don't have a flare tool on me. And most people don't, so I'm not going to bring those. So, I do have clamps. I'm starting to go towards those red ones. It doesn't really crush the rubber too much. I'm told to use those more often. I do have more fuel line. I have 3/8 and 5/16 rubber line because at the reunion we realized we needed some, so I keep some now. And then here's just classic hardware: small nuts, medium, large, lug nuts, lock nuts, lock washers, regular washers, and then just bolts galore, screws, machine screws. I have the stopper for the choke and throttle cable, carburetor, plenty of cotter pins, micro, especially for the throttle linkage, and then I have just more of a standard one for like cotter pins for the castle nuts for the tie rod and such. So yeah, that's my bins in here. Harbor Freight, $5, $2, right at $3 for these. Much better than what I was running. Alright, so that's that. I had these in the shop. It's like I have wooden boards, they're nice, but when I had my cargo net for reunion, there was not many tie down options to hook to. So I'm gonna hook these things I have. I'm gonna put these two big guys in the front because I guess wind's gonna carry it. So I'm gonna put two up front mainly. And I have a bunch of the small ones on Amazon I got. One screw holds them, just count them and make them all even and put them somewhere. Mainly on the posts. So, okay, that's that. Just I have enough tie downs. For Bantam, my goal back here, I mean, that'll be at camp, the chair. The shovel, I don't need to bring with me, but it still will. Tow rope, tarp I'll keep. But all this stuff will just be stacked up this way. And like, I need some way to cover it. Tarp's okay, but it's kind of modern. So I went to, a couple years ago, when I haven't owning Hawkeye, my deal with driver Jeep, I picked up some military pup tents for free. There's 2 of them, or 3 of them. They're still good, but pup tents are nice, but you're laying on grass. So I really don't like them. And I'm too tall, I stick out my feet, so I really don't like them at all. So my idea, at least keep one. But for the other 2, I want to modify them so I have a nice, not a full canvas tarp. I don't think I have enough canvas for that idea, like what my one friend does for Epic Louie's Adventure. But I mean, just enough to be a cover, just to cover up my stuff, hide them, but also protect them from rain. That's my idea. I'm just gonna tuck them up so they have up against, they're tucked, and then they wrap around, and then lift up, tuck them, so they're kind of somewhat protected by rain. I mean, everything here is waterproof, but still. Like I'd use it, it's not wet. Like tool bag and rope. So that's that stuff. And really it. That's my update for pretty much the truck and getting ready for Bantam. For Bantam, I'm bringing some wheels to sell. 15-inch by 10 wide. They're Jackmans. 5 by 5.5 pattern. So I paid 20 for them. Back in St. Mary's, I bought a lot of parts from a guy, and I don't need them. So I'm gonna sell them for $100 for a set of 4. See if I can sell that. I'm not gonna be around. I'll be in the back bed of the truck during Friday and Saturday show. Back there with the tag on them. If they get stolen, I don't really care, but that's that. They're all 4. It's pretty excessive to be. Anyway, I put a tag on it for my name, my number on them, price. So, I mean, I have a truck bed. It's kind of hidden, but if you look back here, oh, wheels for sale, contact number. So that's the deal I'm doing. I have some steering wheels for AMC Jeeps, like they're good leather wheels for CJ7 880s Jeeps. Good condition. I can't sell them around here, so I don't know. I'm told they're worth $50 a piece. How about $10 each at the show special? Just get rid of them. I don't want to scrap them. They're not worth burning. So we do for garbage. It's like, no. So $10 each. Bring those. Cheap deals. Get rid of stuff. Alright, so that's that for back there in the bed for Bantam. Next thing is to work on, that's for talking about stuff. I need to work on these. This is working obviously, but it's not latching, it's not holding in place. So I'm gonna have to loosen these up or probably just adjust that. Or my other guess is my hinges need to be raised up, bring the door higher. It's also could be that too. First, that's easy, that first. It's not shutting all the way. But also the glass, this is as far as it goes down. I can't crank it no more. Goes up, no problem, but going down, it does not. Another issue. If it breaks, so what? Because I'm getting new glass, but still. That's the deal there I'm dealing with. My side's okay. Alrighty, move in. The next thing I want to talk about is the dome light up here. Mine's actually at my high school being 3D scanned because I want to get some ones made out of resin. Print them out of plastic first, clear plastic. Try it first, but I bet the quality won't be the best. It has some texture. So I'm gonna go ahead and make that into a mold of resin, make some clear resin models of them, and start reproducing them. I called, of course, Willie's Works for the Setter Shaft, talked about my little idea here. Like, yeah, no one's making them, reproduction. So, I mean, there could be resin / plastic, clear plastic, not glass no more, but it's something very identical, same thickness, not clear as day, but still a bit foggy like the original ones are. At least the ones I've seen are foggy. So I'm gonna start reproducing those once I get the model back and the files back from my high school. It's I don't know, a 3D scanner to make a nice perfect match. So get those in the week this week. So I'm gonna start working on that this summer. Get at least one product out there. If it does well, sell Jeepster Man. I mean e-wheelies, but I'm not really a form guy, so I'm just gonna really sell mass market like Jeepster Man and Vince's Jeeper. If he takes my product, we'll see how it turns out. So that's it for that. That's all I got. And then for this Bantam, the last part of the video, just real quick. Since Bantam and Epic Willie's Adventure is hosting the Moonshine Run, I figured I could get some moonshine because I figured at camp, sitting around, have some. So I went to my distributor and got a bottle of moonshine. This is the fit in. It's apple pie. I don't know, first time buying it. Just felt a little weird. Didn't even ask for ID. Anyway, got some of that for the camp. That's it. That's all I get update wise. And then of course this summer I want to paint the hood up here, paint this new burgundy red, and as well as this, paint this. I was going to convert this thing to LED halos, but I just sold the headlights. I've been holding them for the last 2 years and no one wants to buy them. And finally a CJ7 owner in town bought them. So they don't fit a CJ early production. He's got AMC and they don't fit that either, but he still bought them. So yeah, they're gone. Finally get my money's back, but yeah, that's that. Alrighty, that's all I got. It's almost 9 o'clock. I gotta go in. 2 more days to work on this because Thursday after work I go home and I want to be already loaded up the night before Wednesday, loaded. And simply enough, everything's done. Camping gear done tomorrow probably. I just simply have just clothes and food to pack up Wednesday night and get home from work and leave. So my goal is to leave here at 3:30, 4 o'clock. Get down there, it's only an hour drive. Set up camp briefly, make easy up tents and the truck unloaded. Then unhook that truck, GMC, and take that off to the brewery in town. Recon Brewery is what Epic Willie's Adventure is going to be there between 4 and 7 o'clock, and have my dinner and hang out a bit. and then head back to camp. So that's my plan for Thursday. And then my goal for Friday is to go off-road. And then Saturday is more of a show for me. So Saturday's main day, so I'm sure everything's packed. So I figured I'd go wheeling Friday. And I already got word from my one friend that does trail maintenance at Bantam, and it's already muddy. And it's gonna be about 40 to 60% chance of rain. So it's gonna be muddy this year again, like every year. I had mud tires. I said Blue Trail. I mean, again, I need 33s to be on Blue Trail. I'm on 32s, 1 inch too small. So I can't. So I'm still doing stock trails. So there's that deal. But the next thing is, it's like, even if I did Blue Trail, he'll let me through, do Blue Trail, but I need like a limited slip. They prefer to have it. It's not mandatory, but based off of since it's already wet and muddy, it's kind of mandatory at this point. So yeah, I definitely can't do Blue Trail. It's kind of sucks. I'm probably gonna do Blue Playground, but I can't do on-site trail, Blue Trail. Anyway, that's that. That's all I got. And to be a bit questionable at Bantam when they put a sticker on my windshield. Well, there is no windshield. So anyway, that's all. Alrighty, that's it for the nice long video update for last week. So check out my reel and shorts coming up here soon from Instagram. I'll bring them to YouTube. The lights all working, underglow, rock lights, just pure white. That's all they are. So, alright, thanks for watching, listening.